Today on this episode, we stuffed jalapeno poppers into the middle of this burger and then smoked it on a Traeger 750. So here in front of me, we have a pound of ground beef, a large jalapeno pepper, and I just picked this up at the farmer's market. Now I have gone ahead and pre-cooked the bacon. I figured you didn't want to watch me only cook 4 slices of bacon. It's really not that advertising. Now we do have a full brick of light cream cheese. Now I specifically chose light because it's a lot more malleable. It's easier to work with. It's easier to blend with by hand. And then we have my salt, pepper, garlic mix, also known as my burger blend. And we're gonna season the meat with this, stuff it with these ingredients, and when we're done smoking it on the smoker, we will have our jalapeno popper stuffed burger. So we're gonna take this meat, we're just gonna set it aside. And we're going to start with our cream cheese. Now I'm gonna cut about 1/3 of that off. I'm going to toss it in my bowl here. We're going to set that aside. We're now going to take our jalapeno. We're going to cut the tip off. Now you can scrape out a bunch of the seeds and whatnot. You don't have to keep the seeds. The more seed and membrane you have inside, the more heat that you'll get out of this. So if you want it spicier, leave it in. If you want it milder, just slice it in half, scrape it out with a spoon, and you'll have the flavor and just a little bit of heat. So you can actually do a blend of both if you have mixed company. Take that, throw that in our bowl like so. Now I'm just going to stick with the 1/2 for now. I'm going to grab myself a couple strips of bacon here. Now we're going to take this bacon, I'm going to toss it in here. Now I do have my tiny whisk and a large spoon. We're going to start by actually trying to mash the cream cheese down just a little bit. We want it a little more pliable, so as you work it, it gets warmer. The warmer it gets, the more pliable it gets, so on and so forth. And after just a little bit of work, we'll actually be able to mix this up really, really well. So, now I've gone ahead and mixed all that together. You can see we got the jalapeno, we got the bacon, the cream cheese, all nicely blended together. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our ground beef and we're going to portion it. We're actually going to take about 1/4 of it away. We're going to set that aside. And we're going to take the rest of this and we're actually going to ball it. Give it a little flattening out. And then we're going to make a pocket. And within this pocket is where we're going to stuff our jalapeno popper filling. And then we're going to take the rest of that ground beef, flatten it out like a nice cap, and then we're going to stuff it in there. Takes just a little bit of work to make this divot, make sure it's nice and uniform. I don't want the sides cracking on me. I don't want all the stuff on the inside leaking out. So I'm happy with that. We will take this, make a nice sized lid. Pretty close. And a little more. Now see, that's going to sit on top of there just nicely. So we're going to go ahead, take a nice big scoop of this. We're going to drop it inside here. Get a little more. Going to take our top. And we are now going to blend this together. And now that we've almost got this part done, is what we're going to do is we're going to go out, we're going to fire up the Traeger 750, and we're going to smoke this burger. Now we're going to smoke this at about 375, and it's going to take, give or take, about 20 minutes. Obviously we will probe it, we will keep an eye on it, and we will make sure we pull it off when it's perfectly cooked. So the last thing we're going to do with this, just before we put it in the fridge, we want it to sit in the fridge until it's ready to go on the Traeger, is we're just going to lightly hit this with the little burger blend. Now my burger blend is just a salt, pepper, garlic mix, equal parts, nothing fancy, nothing spectacular. And we just want to give it just a little bit of love, both sides. Make sure all sides of this are well sealed and packed. We don't want any of this coming out. And yeah, there we go. We're gonna go pop this on a plate in the fridge, and as soon as the Traeger's ready, we'll go pop it on the Traeger, and I'll see you there. So here we are, about 10 minutes into the cook process, and we're starting to get some really nice color on this burger. You can see the seasoning, the salt, the pepper, and it's looking really, really good. We're gonna let this go about another 10 minutes, and we'll be back. Here we are, about 20 minutes into the cook process, and we're looking really good now. We've hit our internal temp for the beef. It's now hit 165. We're going to pull this off, take it inside, and begin to assemble our burger. Here we go. Our burger's all done on the smoker now. We have it to temp, so now we're going to start with our bottom bun. And always make sure, if you're using yellow mustard, give it a little shake. Nobody wants that little drop of water stuff that comes out before you actually get your mustard. Now look at this. A nice liberal coating of mustard. And then we're going to add some pickles. I got about a half dozen little pickle slices here. Should be able to cover most of the very bottom of this here. There we go. That was actually quite perfect. So now we're going to throw our burger on. Look at the size of that beautiful thing. Now we have our fresh tomato that we got from the farmer's market. Throw a nice slice of tomato on top of there. And we do have ourselves a little bit of romaine lettuce. Now I have gone ahead and previously washed all my vegetables, put it back in the bag. And then we're going to take our top bun here. We're going to give it a nice drizzle of ketchup. And then, might be a little too much lettuce. You know how you counteract lettuce? More bacon. And then we'll place that on top like so. Now look at the size of this burger. This thing is absolutely beautiful. You know you want to sink your teeth into that. That is gorgeous. So now, we're going to cut into this. I'm going to press this down just a little bit. I want to keep it firm. And then we'll open that up. Yeah, this side looks way better. Have a look at that. You got the cream cheese, the bacon, the jalapeno, chopped it all up, stuffed it inside. Now you can buy a burger press that does all this for you. It'll actually stuff the burger. You don't have to mix cream cheese with jalapeno and bacon. You can buy jalapeno cream cheese in your local grocer and just put bacon on top of the burger and still have it taste really, really good. You do not have to go to this level like I did. I only did it because I can do it. And now we're gonna have a bite. I've been waiting to try this, and we're gonna dive in. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get this entire thing in my mouth, but here we go. The cream cheese is nice and warm and gooey. Pardon. Sorry. So the cream cheese is really warm and gooey. The jalapeno was perfect. I only put half of that large jalapeno in, and I left the membrane and the seeds in. I didn't scrape it out. And that gave it just a beautiful amount of heat. Now me, I like heat. I can eat more heat than the average person. So for me, that's fine. If you can't take your heat, scrape out all the membrane, all the seeds, rinse it in a little bit of cold water. It will really reduce the heat, and then when you cook it, it will activate a little more heat, but not so much as if you left the membrane and the seeds in, where most of your heat comes from anyways. And again, you don't have to go to this level. You can just buy jalapeno cream cheese and just add bacon. Pick up a burger stuffer on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. And you can make one easily at home and then stick it on your barbecue, your flat top, your smoker, cook it in a frying pan, and you can enjoy a delicious burger just like this. See you again next time. Stay hungry.